Welcome to the Slop House.
The
It's
slop
Hawg Slop.
house,
It's
slop
Hawg
house,
Slop.
slop house.
162.
Whoa,
162. 162. What's up, everybody? It's
what's going
Bigger
on,
T,
guys? Oh
along
yeah,
with Big C. And welcome to the library. Welcome to the library. It's quiet. Clint's drinking out of a coffee cup.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Old school coffee cup.
This is
Nobody
a
drinks out
Chad.
of coffee cups
This is a
anymore.
Chad Powers coffee cup.
Oh, nice.
Think fast, run fast.
That's right. No one drinks out of coffee cups, it seems, anymore. They're all drinking out of Stanley cups and
I'm an old
Yetis
fashioned.
and all
I'm
that
a,
kind
I'm
of
an
stuff.
old fashioned mug type of guy.
Way to go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Salt
Yeah,
to the earth.
there you
That's
go.
right. You still like to run the ball.
Yeah, up the
You're
middle.
gonna line up in the I formation or the
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
that's right. You're gonna line up in the wing tee every now
Yes.
and then.
Yeah,
Just
and speaking of
kicks and giggles.
speaking of part of our discussion is the NFL's made some rule changes.
What are they thinking?
Well,
That's what I say.
I agree with them, but see, that's why you're the 3 yard in the cloud of dust. Bring back the BCS. Let's not even get rid of the bowl system. You're old school, behind the times. I'm like, let's update this thing. It's
Hey, but
pointless.
you know what?
Get it out.
But you know what? I got a new Browns hat. Look at there.
That is a new Browns hat.
Hey, Browns to the Super Bowl. Heard it
So
first. And I'm wearing a Chico Bell Bond shirt.
you
How about that, bad news bears?
You got a poop? Taking the Browns Super Bowl. Okay. Let's go.
Hey, man, let's let Sean Michelle serenade us for a minute here. Here we go.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4. You ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you will change his thing. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you will change his thing.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bigger T. As always, with my boy, Big C in the Hawg Slop podcast with Big C and Bigger T. That's us. How you doing, man? Clint, Clark,
Man,
Big C.
Best day of my freaking life, my man.
Best day ever?
Best day of my life. It is
That's
just
what I'm talking about.
It is fantastic. Life is good. When you're
Good
me,
things.
life is good. Nothing but good
Man,
things.
that's right.
162 on the old podcast of Rooney. I mean,
162.
Goodness gracious, you think about it, in less than a year, we'll be hitting 200.
Heck yeah, dude. Look at us.
So yeah, who would have thunk it? Not me.
Who would have thunk it? That's us.
But we started yapping and we didn't stop, which
That's right.
surprised nobody, especially any of our high school, middle school, junior high teachers. They're like, yeah, them two, they're not going to shut up.
They will not shut up.
They will not shut up.
Clint, I was in a training today. I'm still working for a school, but I switched schools.
Right.
And we had a training called Capturing Kids' Hearts. I'll be honest with you, I thought we were going to reenact the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom scene. No, just joking. But
I pictured it more like Billy Madison, like on the thing, like reading about the blue duck or the puppy who lost his way.
Why is your duck blue? Because I've always wanted to see a blue duck. Anyway, but we were doing Capturing Kids' Hearts, and we had one of the things they had to they put us into groups, and we had to come up with a descriptive word about us to go with our name that started with the same letter as our name. And I thought about going with Tubby Travis, but I didn't want to make people call me Tubby all the 2 days of the training.
Right.
So I went with Talkative Travis. And I got to say, I lived up to that. And I've always lived up to that. Back in elementary school, on my report card, I would have solid S's or S pluses. Remember when you got those on your report card? Satisfactory. Satisfactory.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. And but then on the negative part, it would say talks too much. I would get that a lot. And
Oh
then
yeah.
I would come home and my mom would say, "Why are you talking too much?" I said, "Because I'm related to you, lady. It's your fault." Anyway, so yeah, here we are talking, and
Yeah, you know what's funny is a couple things that you hit on there that I wanted to just discuss is I've got a lot of different birds on the farm
you
just
do have
because
birds.
I
Yep.
raise turkeys, chickens, meat chickens, and regular chickens.
If some
I
sort
have
of bird flu breaks out, your family's gonna
I'm
get it.
toast.
That's right.
I'm gone.
That's right.
So then I've got my peacock, which I just got him just so I could watch him walk around.
Mhm.
Apparently his favorite spot to poop is on my truck.
Oh, good.
He makes like the perfect poop emoji poops.
Oh, good.
Which is sometimes it's cool to look at, but then sometimes I don't want to drive to work looking at the big turd on the hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I got some ducks. Speaking
Mhm.
of ducks, and they are the biggest bunch of buttholes. All they do is fight each other. All like at first, like I got rid of a couple because they were bullying the other ones, and then just somebody else started bullying somebody else, and then it's like it is just like I'm not getting ducks again because they are just the worst creatures alive. Like they really are. They act like me and Branscombe in like fourth grade is what they do. They're just just like all that. Like I pulled up yesterday and two of them are on top of another one, just beating the crap out of them, and I went and broke them up. Like it was.
Okay, I listen.
Yeah.
There's a new shirt idea.
Was that?
Ducks are bullies.
They are ducks are bullies.
Ducks are bullies.
Look, I'm not getting any more. I'm not getting any more ducks after these. I already said like they're just awful to each other.
Well, there you go, man. Let's see if they're gonna treat each other bad, just let them stay in the pond and let the Robertsons shoot them down in Louisiana or whatever. All those people, I don't know.
And you know what? While we're on the horrible things that ducks are, you know what happens to Beaver Fork every freaking year?
What's
Every
that?
year it gets shut down.
Beaver Fork's a lake by Conway, by the way, small
Yeah,
lake.
yeah, a little small lake right by the city of Conway. It gets shut down every year for E. coli because all the ducks poop in the thing. Like every freaking like it's been shut down. Like what was Memorial Day? Like it's been shut down since like May. I don't even.
We're starting the war on ducks. Started by
right here on the big
the Hawg Slop, brought to you by Big C and Bigger T.
Only me and you would go from Billy Madison
That's right.
to a full-on war on ducks.
If there wasn't already those Duck Dynasty guys,
right,
we could take this to the bank, dude. War on ducks. We don't want to get in a marsh somewhere and freezing cold water and shoot them. Just go somewhere else to another pond, ducks. We don't want you around here.
I like yeah.
Go march up a hotel in Memphis, ducks.
Yeah.
Go people can look at you as you walk by and you bully each other, you stupid ducks.
Stupid ducks.
Bunch of ducks.
Ducks.
Ducks. I'll blow up on a duck. I ain't scared.
And I had another point I was going to circle back and make here that I had during your introduction, but I lost it when we started talking about the war on ducks.
Okay, I hate to go deeper on this, Clint.
Oh, no, go ahead, please do.
Do you think it's because of their bills? And here's why. Because geese can be jerks too. Have you seen those videos of geese like chasing kids and stuff and scaring them to death?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a lot.
Maybe it's the bill shape.
It could be the bill.
They're smug, unhappy creatures, and no one likes them.
Well, and like they're mean to each other.
That's right. I mean, if you're mean to each other, you're going to be mean to other people.
Right, let's be
other
kind.
Things.
Everybody be kind. Just be kind.
Be kind. Ducks,
humans, everybody.
Learn your lesson, ducks. Be kind.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you?
Full of hate. Be kind.
Did I ever tell you the story on this podcast? I probably told you the story. I told my son it the other day about how I tried to outsmart my parents on my report card one time.
No,
not really. And now looking back, you realize how stupid you were.
Well, yeah.
Like how stupid. Like your dumbass thought that was going to work.
I've been trying to tell you for years, but anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, I had an F in music.
Oh, wow.
Not English,
Oh,
not math.
in music.
In music. Well, let's
Like
just be.
you flunked singing The Cat Came Back. He didn't want to go. Like you
I think
flunked
I,
that part.
I think I made a C in there just because. But let's just be honest with you. It was a complete 100% total lack of effort. It was not that I couldn't comprehend. It's just
Half
that
notes, whole notes, full notes, quarter notes, you know,
I just
rest.
did.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Okay.
And I made it clear in the class with my behavior and work ethic. I don't care.
Yeah.
Uh, so instead of taking the report card home to my mom and dad, because kids back in the day, you'd had to take a sheet of paper to your mom and dad and like, here
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go.
It's
Here
wasn't on your
you go.
phone. Huh?
And there are a few things that make you feel like the Undertaker's entrance, quite like having a bad report card and Thomas L. Clark coming walking through the door, like the Undertaker aura
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
him. Like, boom. So
Yeah.
anyway, so instead of just taking my L, taking my butt chewing for the F, I took a pencil because they were perfect squares. And I
Mhm.
took the pencil and I poked a hole through the F, tearing out the letter. And I gave it to my parents. I got it like that.
Oh my
that's
God.
that is the way it came. And this wasn't like kindergarten. This was like ninth,
You were
seventh,
a
ninth
senior in
grade.
high school. No,
I was not. But
That's funny, dude.
that's
You just poked a hole in it?
I poked a hole in it. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
I turned a D into a B one time. That was my big, and I got away with it. My mom still doesn't know. Don't tell her anybody. But yeah, that's pretty bad, dude.
that was dumb.
You just poked a hole in it. Anyway, all right. So let's talk some sports stuff, okay? First thing is, Clint, NFL has decided to change its rules on onside kicks. Now we've been hearing about there's going to be some changes on kickoffs and stuff like that anyway. But here's the big one, right? Uh on onside kicks. Tell about what they decided to do.
Right. Okay. Onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter.
So you
A
can't.
team,
So the whole what was that? What was that? The Saints did
the Saints did it on the Super
at
Bowl.
halftime, coming out of halftime. That
Yeah.
can't happen again.
The team must be losing to try an onside kick,
Hmm.
and the team must announce the intention to kick an onside kick ahead of time.
Man,
Okay, now here we are. Now Travis, now we didn't. Travis is going to play the part of grumpy old man, traditionalist,
that's
and
who
I'm
I
going to
am.
play millennial snowflake. They're making the game safer.
That's who he is.
Go ahead, Travis.
It's terrible, dude. Like I hated it whenever they made it to where you had to put the same amount of people on each side of the kicker. Like I didn't even like that when they did that. Now you can't surprise them with an onside kick. A kicker can't get up there and look and see that. Look, back in the day, if a kicker got up there and he saw the front man on the return team was a big lineman that had no hands and wasn't paying attention, he could just kick it off his chest and go down there and pick it up himself, or just dribble it forward. Remember, have you seen those great onside kicks where the kicker just kind of dribbles it forward, lets it go 10 yards, and then plops
Yeah.
on it? We can't have any of those plays again, man. It's gonna have to be, hey, I'm gonna try something and to trick you. I mean, come on, really? Are we gonna have to tell them, hey, I'm about to run a reverse? I'm about to run. I'm gonna run a reverse. So get ready. I'm gonna run a reverse. Oh, we're gonna do a double pass now. We're gonna do a double pass. We're gonna try to trick you. I hope you're ready.
Yeah, here's the thing. As the game goes on, you know, they keep trying to find ways to make it safer. They know things about they do research. Back in the day, what you do, you'd have one guy on the side of the kicker, you'd have the kicker, then you'd have 9 other guys. And what they'd do, the first wave would go down there and just try to kill everybody on the offense. And then the second half of them would come in and try to get the ball. But part of the problem is you put your what you call the hands team, which if you were Arkansas, you would have Isaac Tesla, Andrew Armstrong, Luke Haas, basically
Bolden,
all your athletes over there, with basically all these other guys having a free shot to just come and just so there comes a time where the safety of the player, the safety of the game, they've already changed a lot of the kickoff rules. A matter of fact, I don't like. I think they should do away with onside kicks altogether. I don't think they went. I think every now and then you've got to look at what the XFL, the UFL, whatever, some of these other leagues, what they're doing, and go, okay, they're doing things that make sense. Now, I'm not saying like the NBA goes to that TBT tournament where they have the I don't even know what the guy's name is ending, where they get a target score. I'm not suggesting that. What I'm suggesting is what the XFL did, and the NFL has stolen from the XFL before. That entire camera that's on the cable above the stadium.
Oh yeah.
They can thank Vincent Kennedy McMahon for that.
Oh yeah.
So, but they do like a fourth and is it 15 or 25? I think it's 15. They do like a 4th and 15 from the 20.
Yeah.
And if they get it, they get to keep the ball. I think that is a better system than this, because you're taking and listen, it shouldn't be that big a surprise that they're doing an onside kick and that they have to announce it, because none of the kickers hardly put the ball right on the tee. They'll turn it sideways and they'll do it. So yeah, I think it's a lot of the traditionalists like you are going to be like, no, let's do it. But it's one of the things like, hey, player safety.
But I just don't buy that many people have gotten hurt on onside kicks.
Well,
because you're right about the guys they put out there on hands, but usually back when they did that, like you're talking about, when they would do the hands deal, they would put big tight ends, defensive linemen that had good hands. They would be the front guys, and then they would put the receivers behind them. So they would be there. If the ball came to them, they would be able to get it, but they would take on those big hits. They would take on those guys that were coming down to hit them, like a Peyton Hillis or a fullback or a big running back or something like that. They would take on those guys, and I don't think there's been that many injuries.
Well, there's not.
When there was a wedge, there was more injuries, so I understand why they changed the rules on that on kickoffs. But to me, I don't think there was that many injuries on onside kicks. I just don't think, especially surprise onside kicks. I just don't think there was that. I don't see it. I think it's dumb.
Well, we can argue about this all day. Yeah. I remember when we played intramurals basketball, a bunch of the linemen we'd be on the team. It was back in the heyday of the NWO when we went by the NFO, the new fat, and we all had like some kind of fat. Like Matt Nelson was hella fat. Jumbo was dang fat. I was sexy fat. But we ran this play, and it was money until they called us for illegal screens. We would do a wedge. We would do the kickoff return. We would just go down. Yeah. And they called us. We were in a competitive game one time, and so we did it. And they're like, called us for illegal screens. We're like, what? We don't know the rules.
Yeah. Well, I just think I don't buy on the.
No, I think I'm against taking, like, having to let them know. I think that, but like I said, I think the play itself, if you're an offensive if you're an offensive coordinator or if you're a head coach, and I can say, look, you can do this freaking onside kick,
Yeah.
or I'll give you a 4th and 15 from your 20-yard line. And if you make it, you keep the ball.
Yeah.
Which one would you take?
I'd
rather have the 4th and 15.
Yeah.
Because then, because you're going to have,
at least you got a little more control over it. And that's the thing. I mean, an onside kick, a lot of times doesn't go the way of the team doing the onside kick.
No, I've seen Brian Fisher, and when I was at Arkansas Tech, return one for a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. Yeah. But I'm talking about you're going to have a handful of plays. You're probably going to have upwards of 10 plays designed for getting 15 yards or more.
Yeah.
I mean, there are going to be pass plays that you're going to have that are going to be designed for that. So I think that's a better way to go.
Yeah, it could be. It's better than what they're doing now. So, all right, Clint. Also, this week we had some, fall camp is starting for the Razorback football team, and Sam Pittman did a press conference, and Coach Soward, the strength and conditioning coach, did a press conference, and there was a lot of things talked about, and I wanted to hit on a few of those real quick. One of the things is that Sam Pittman said this team is probably as fit, as strong and lean, as athletic, and as fast of a team as he's had in his coaching career. Okay. Now, one of the things they do now, and we heard about this last year, right, is they have these this GPS thing, and they're doing this in the NFL, and they do it in games in the NFL, and the players that do it in the NFL are wearing pads when they do it. Okay. Where they can tell how many miles per hour a person's running, right? And that's the new thing to do, right? Tell how fast they're going. Well, Arkansas had 4 players last year that ran 22 miles per hour or faster, okay, on last year's roster. On this year's roster, they had 11 that ran 22 miles per hour. Okay, Tyrone Broden, Jaden Wilson, Desmond James, Jordan Anthony, Andrew Armstrong, Tanga, Slaughter, Danico Slaughter, TJ Metcalf, Taylor Green, Tyler Reed, Rodney Hill. He's the new running back from Florida State transfer. Xavier Sorey. Landon Jackson ran 19.8 miles per hour.
And he's like 300 pounds, y'all.
Yeah, like 280.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big boy.
Nico Davier, whatever, ran 19.7.
Yeah.
And our boy Fernando Carmona ran 18.4.
Athlete.
18.4 for a lineman.
Okay, Travis, in your prime, the best you ever could, wind behind your back, running downhill, what do you think you could run miles per hour?
3.
I was that guy. I think you can get a 6.
I think you can get a 6.
I think you get a 6.
Man.
I think you can get an old 6. Boy, I tell you what, I was the slowest player in Arkansas Tech's football team 4 years in a row.
Well, and at Greenbrier, I was slower than you. So that, me and Matt Broles fought over who was the slowest every time.
And I'd always get stuck racing Branscombe. And Branscombe, dadgummit, was faster than me.
And I was just right behind y'all, but I was behind you.
Yeah. Dude, it really sucked. There was one year that I'd lost a bunch of weight. We had senior workouts, and I got moved out of the fat guy group. I was like, dude, I gotta go eat a cheeseburger or something. I can't. because I got stuck at like you know DJ Crane, just an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got stuck with him in that group. I'm like, what the crap am I
Yeah.
doing?
No.
Like I don't belong here.
But that's a good sign, man, that those players are doing so well. And another thing that was talked about a lot, Clint, was the um, fact that it's a new culture. Um, uh, well, here's I just want to read you some quotes um,
Go ahead.
from Coach Sauer. Let's see if I'm saying his name right. But this is what he said. He said, "We did not miss on one player in the portal." That's a bold statement right there. And I'll say it again. We did not miss on one kid in the portal. Souders, that's how you say his last name. From adding to our program, making our program better, making it competitive, guys that play with passion, guys that hold each other accountable. Listen to this. That's what we missed last year. Then he says, I ended up talking about last year because it's a whole new year, but it's different. You walk in the building, you can tell it's different. You talk to our coaches, you can tell it's different. Our offensive guys are excited to play for Coach Petrino and the offensive staff. Our defensive guys are excited to see the difference that they made last year with Coach Travis Williams and his staff. And obviously, year 2 should be better than year 1, right? So there's so much energy and a buzz around that you can feel it in the air. Dude, that's good stuff, Clint.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of Sam Pittman's press conference that came out yesterday, and I didn't watch a lot of Souders, but I did watch enough, and also watched SEC Media Days. And there's such a thing as reading body language.
Yeah.
Pittman seems a lot more relaxed this year, and Pittman knows college football. I think the vibe is different. I think it's a misconception that last year's team was bad.
Yeah. Culture wise. Yeah, for
culture
sure.
wise, I think it was bad. I think it
On the
had
product they put on the field. Yeah.
I think the leadership wasn't where it needed to be. And I'm not necessarily I'm amongst the coaching staff. I think Enos was a bad hire, and I think Enos and KJ were a bad fit with each other.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got along. And so but
let me read you some of Sam Pittman's quotes here.
Please do.
Taylon Green came in and took the team. Once he earned the starting spot, he took the team. It wasn't anything about me. It was about us. Man, you got to love to hear that about your quarterback. And then he goes on to say it really happens by the kids. It really does, because if you look at it, we might be with them 2.5 hours out of the day, and there's 24 in a day. Whether they hang out with each other, how they are in the locker room, how they are in their lounge, do they hang out together? I think it happens with people. I can say a whole bunch of them. Cam Ball is one of them. Landon Jackson is one of them. Carmona, Blackstock, Nichols. Those guys are team oriented. And if you look at our O-line and our D-line camaraderie, a lot of times you look at who's battling and you get tired of each other. They're close. They hang out together. So I think it has to do with who we get on the team, possibly who's not on the team. Notice what he says there? Just remember that quote, folks. Possibly who's not on the team. A lot of things to go with the culture. You're in the workforce and you're with people, and I guarantee your mind can think of that guy or that lady, and you're thinking, if he wasn't here, how much, or if she wasn't here, how much different would it be? Oh, Clint, it's what we've been saying. This ain't a, hey, I want to tell you who that person is right now. I'm not calling anybody out, but sometimes you get that and your culture becomes very powerful. It can become powerful either way. And right now, it's very, very strong in a positive way. Clint, 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 Clint. He said, I'm not calling anybody out. Did he just call some folks out?
Well, you're not in the locker room, so you don't know, but we are on social media. And when we saw
we are fans.
We are fans. And you see people that were flaunting what they had. You saw people flaunting what they had, and now it seems to be, when you got guys flaunting what you got, it hurts the guys that don't have it. Arkansas is best when they have a humble workman's like attitude. Like, it's not a flashy state. It's not anything. When you have the humble, the guys that make the difference are the guys like the Grant Morgans, the Brandon Burlsworth, your bumper pulls. Your guys are going to go out there and they're going to give you all they're going to leave it all on the field.
Darren McFadden.
Darren McFadden was like that, and so you got to have those guys. You got to have those guys, and if you got guys that ain't. I mean, everybody obviously is talking about KJ Jefferson, about how he was the problem. Probably hard for the offensive line to get better when they don't want to block for the guy. But we didn't see
if they're just not connected. And here's the other thing Souter said. Souter said that the quarterbacks and receivers are throwing more together than they ever have since he's been here. He said that in his press conference too. Now,
and the receiver room hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
It's the same receiver room.
Same guys.
Yeah.
And now look, I don't think he's just calling out KJ there.
No, there was a lot of people
because you got Rocket, you got other guys. You got other guys that have transferred out, guys that were. But you got to remember, three of them that transferred out wore C on their chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And were the ones that you're setting up as leaders. Now, here's the thing. Here's the other thing, Clint. If you're the coach, and we're saying if, those people were the problem. Sam Pittman, you put a C on their chest. When you put that C on their chest, you're telling the whole team, look at this guy, follow him.
Well,
he's a leader.
Pittman didn't put the C on their chest. There's a team vote, and the team put the C on their chest.
Well, that's true. That's true.
What that means is they were probably the wrong people to lead the team, and the team was listening to the wrong people. I think of a story that Wesley Rowland told at Valonia High School when he was, I don't know what he was at Valonia at the time, other than short. So anyway, but you talk about how they'd had a bad practice and just wasn't jiving.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like, hey, you let the players handle it. So in times like that, a leader's going to emerge.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on who the leader is and what they do. I'm going to give you two stories. This one right here, Wesley Rowland, the coach, said the team just started griping about the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody stood up, they just started grabbing by the coaches. you know what you're going to do? You're going to get through that season and just hope you have better kids. Maybe try to run a few of the bad ones off.
Yeah.
We had a game when I played at Arkansas Tech. We were playing the University of Arkansas Monticello, and we were the better team. What happened was at halftime, it was a, I don't know, it was not, we were not putting our best foot forward. Coach Bones gets up and goes, I don't even know what to say to you guys, and just walks off.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, obviously.
Yeah.
So he ends up, Chris Eastburn gets up in front of the team. He's a defensive tackle. He was by all purposes the leader of the team, the one that, and said, no. And he got us together, and we came back and we rolled in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got the wrong guys in leadership, mm-hmm. it can be detrimental to the team. And it seems like the closeness of this team, the overall vibe is just better. Yeah. And I think because the right guys are probably leading it. You got guys like Landon Jackson coming back, mm-hmm. stuff like that. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I mean, in this conference I just had this last couple of days, they talked about, one of the questions was, how do you know if you're a leader? Well, the main way you know if you're a leader is if people are following you. And like you said, people are going to follow. Some people, they're going to follow people. You're going to have people you follow, and you're either going to follow someone that's a positive and going to lead you in a positive way, or they're going to lead you in a negative way. And so you're exactly right. And I'm just, look, man, do I think it's going to be, oh, well, we got 10 wins? No. Okay. But I think we're going to see a better product on the field. I don't think we're going to see what we saw in the last two games against Missouri and Auburn, where the players let go of the rope. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Speaking of which, I got in a conversation the other day, and someone brought this up, and I think it's a good point. We as Arkansas fans, and we're not the only ones. Other colleges all over, want their team to get at least 10 wins, right? We think we got to get 10 wins. Is consistently getting 10 wins for any team in the SEC a reality anymore?
Well,
and here's why I asked that. Okay. In the old Southwest Conference, you had Texas, who was going to be at the top every time, and then everybody else was jockeying for position under them. Okay. Everybody else was jockeying for position. And then you had Texas, right? Arkansas competed well in the Southwest Conference because we were the only one outside the state of Texas. So our recruiting base was a little different. We were able to get some players in from Texas, from other places, and to be able to play in one of the best football conferences in the country. And so getting 9 or 10 wins was a lot easier. Now in the SEC, every year you have 3 or 4 Texases.
Yeah.
You have Alabama, Georgia,
LSU
this year, LSU, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
This year. You know what I mean? I mean, that's
well,
the past couple of years, Kentucky's been up there.
Well, Missouri too. I mean, golly, you hate to give them credit, but if there'd have been a 12-team playoff, Missouri and Missouri and Ole Miss would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just it's a different time. It's a different, league. I think you're talking about once you can catch lightning in a bottle maybe once every 5 years and make the playoff. Yeah. I think that's going to be your legit hope. About every 5 years, catch lightning in a bottle. You're going to have a lot of breaks go your way.
And I don't think that's just expectations for Arkansas. I think that's expectations for Auburn, for any of these schools, Florida.
Well, with Missouri, like next year, they're going to have a lot. They ain't going to have Brady Cook. It's going to be a lot tougher sledding. When you have to replace Jackson Dart, it's going to be a lot tougher sledding.
Mm.
You know, are you and you've got to go out and you've got to hit right in the portal quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to have, and I think part of the things that Arkansas is figuring out is you got to have culture fits.
Yeah.
You got to have culture fits, and that's why I think it's almost more important to recruit the portal, because you get an idea of how the young man is in a college atmosphere. High school, you don't exactly know how that young man's going to do in the college atmosphere. Are they going to party a little bit too much? Are they going to find the love of life?
But it could be argued though, if you're in the portal, you're getting a guy that's been trained somewhere else for their culture. With the high school, you're training them for your culture.
So,
you know, you're there because the differences between college and high school are so stark that, you know, you're getting them trained up. And also, once again, in the portal, you're getting a guy who's, whether it's for good reasons or not, okay? I'm so glad for the guys that came to Arkansas. I'm so glad for Carmona, okay? So glad for Talon Green. But the truth of the matter is, you're getting someone who gave up on their other team.
I disagree. Here's the thing. Everybody's goal should be to make it to the NFL. To make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
If you want to prove that you can play in the NFL, you want to play in the SEC, you want to play against Alabama's defensive line, you want to play against Georgia's defensive line, you want to play against Arkansas's defensive line, you want to play against other NFL talent to show that you are an NFL talent. And so you're going to have a better chance doing that at San Jose State. I mean, at Arkansas than San Jose State, Arkansas than Boise State.
Okay, well, those two may have been a bad.
Well,
what about okay? Let's what about Pooh Paul?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Pooh Paul went. I mean, you don't know why it is. It's been likened by his current coach, his NFL free agency. I mean, it just the portal was not being used for what it's designed for.
Yeah.
It was designed for under recruited kids to get properly recruited, and you know, I'm going to use like Ron Mallett for an example. Like Ron Mallett, he was at Michigan. They fired the coach, bringing Rich Rod, whose style could not have been worse.
Wrong, yeah, terrible.
Ron Mallett could not have been worse for Ron Mallett. Ron transfers to Arkansas, and they were like, "Well, you got to sit out a year."
Yeah,
but my coach changed, and you know, I'm from here. You got to sit out a year.
Yeah,
they made decisions like that constantly, and that's why you've got this chaos. But anyway, enough about. I've trashed NCAA 1,000 times.
Yeah,
but they no, you've got guys that left their current team. I don't, and you know, so and everybody has their own reasons. It could be money grab, could be I want more eyeballs. It's definitely getting abused, and it's not going to get better.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
no, it won't. That's it. It's a new reality.
This is new reality, and you're going to have to re-recruit your team every year. And if your NIL game is not good, you're not going to get good players.
Yeah. Well, Clint, it's about that time.
Yep. Break forth the rhythm and the rhyme.
I'm going to get mine, so get yours.
No.
I want to see sweat coming out your pores.
I'll just walk outside for that.
Come on, Marky Mark.
Good vibration.
Hey, what you been watching?
Dude, I've been watching Hard Knocks. They did off season with the Giants.
Mm-hmm. I've watched
it. It was a nice inside look on what they go through.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you know, I mean, everybody's, you know, saying, look, here's what we'll give you.
Yeah.
Like the Giants, you know, they tried to move up to get a quarterback. The Patriots were like, no, we're good. We're taking Drake May.
Yeah.
So it was it's been I just finished it today. I finished the race to survive New Zealand. Finished that.
No. Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been watching. How about yourself, my friend?
Well, I've been watching Barbecue Brawl with
been watching a few of those, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good show. And then I watched a movie the other night that I thoroughly enjoyed.
What was it?
And so I want to talk about it because it's one I hadn't heard about. Anybody talk about. It's new. I rented it on Amazon Prime. It's called Ezra. It's about this guy's a stand-up comedian that has a son that's 11 years old. He's on the spectrum, autism spectrum. And he's Rose McGowan is his ex-wife. They're co-parenting, trying to raise this boy. And they're trying to put the kid into a special school and give him, drugs to make him do better. And the dad doesn't like that. And anyway, it's kind of his battle for his son and standing up for his son, but it's got Dustin Hoffman's in it, Rainn Wilson's in it, Whoopi Goldberg's in it. It's got some big stars, and it's the guy who wrote it. It's based on his real life with his real son, and it's really good, man. It's a really good movie. It's funny. It's got some funny stuff. The interaction between the kid who did it does a great job acting. And it's the interaction between the son and the dad and stuff like that. It's got its heartfelt moments, but it's got its funny parts too. So it's really good, man. It's one of those I had never heard of, man. I just one of those, Friday night I'm looking on Amazon Prime, seeing what's out there, and watch the trailer, and I'm like, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna try it out. Paid my $5.99 and was worth it. So
Good.
if you're looking for a good movie to watch,
it's always fun when you come across a movie that you never really heard of and you give it a shot and it's good.
Yeah.
I did watch a quaint little independent flick this weekend called Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did
quaint, yeah.
Quaint. It's just a little independent flick. I'm not sure if you heard of it. Ryan Reynolds and this unknown actor Hugh Jackman's in it. So
he's great in musicals. He's great.
Fantastic
in musicals.
It's real. No, it's real good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And if you haven't seen the Hot Ones episode with those two on it from last week, it's worth your 20 minutes to watch that. It's hilarious. It's
I'll definitely check that out. Yeah,
it's funny. Which I'm a big Hot Ones fan. I watch it every week. But anyway, well, Clint, we got everything figured out this week.
We fixed it all. The entire internet is fixed.
If everybody would just listen to us. Listen, folks, like, share, comment. Please like, share, comment. Also, go back and listen to our episodes where we picked our fantasy Razorback teams and comment on why my team would kick Clint's team's butt on both offense and defense. Because it's that much better. Just that much better. So we did get some people telling us, the people we left off. I had a buddy text me this morning. He said, no Jake Beckett. And I'm like, no Jake Beckett.
Yeah, no, I don't. He was good.
He was great. He was great. But I got the two defensive ends I wanted. My top two. Trey Flowers and Carlos Hall. So I'm happy with those two. I'll ride with those. Carlos Hall, this guy is a little younger than us, so he didn't remember Carlos Hall. And
Carlos Hall was the man.
One of my other buddies chimed in and said, and told about the South Carolina game where he blocked the field goal to win the game. And that was an incredible athletic play by him on that one. Anytime you send Lou Holtz off sad, is a fun day. So
I think I'm brain farting who my second defensive end was. So I was trying to find my notes and I can't find. No, it was Landon Jackson. I can't remember the other.
Yeah, Landon Jackson and
Jamal Anderson.
Yeah.
You probably have 2 first-round draft picks there. I stand by those.
Yeah. No, Jamal Anderson would have been. Well, him and Carlos Hall was right there with me. They were the top. They were right there. So anyway, folks, seriously, appreciate you listening, watching, all that good stuff. And have a great day, Clint.
Booka.
Hey, and don't forget, folks, Ducks are stupid. They're mean.
War on
they're
ducks. Down with the
bullies.
ducks.
War on ducks. Down with the duck. Get out of here, ducks.
Yeah, duck.
Get out of here, ducks.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come.